What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Iccy Show. This is interview 551 interviews I've done in 4.5 years. Give this special guest from Boston 617 a second to get on here, and we will start this Iccy Show. If you want to be a guest, I'm booking until the end of April. So inbox your girl, Jackie Brown, with 2 C's, I.E. Brown. If it's your birthday, happy birthday. If it's your anniversary, happy anniversary. My condolences to anyone who has lost anyone. Shout out to the podcast from Boston 617. Salute. Definitely salute. So we're just waiting 1 second. What's going on, Miss BK? Salute. Definitely. Happy Sunday. Miss BK, that's the radio station. Shout out to Legal Mob Entertainment. This is African Born Music's manager right there. Shout out to M Styles. Salute everyone tuning in. And I see you. Did you get the add in? I'm gonna hit you the invite again. Oh, we both hit it at the same time. It says added on my end. We're gonna get it. We're gonna get it. Peace, queen. I hit that in again. We're gonna win. We're gonna get this. Don't worry about it. I accepted it on my end, the one you sent. Let's see if that takes it. Make sure you guys come out to the show April 6th, Manchester, New Hampshire, 603 Bar and Grill. Get your tickets ahead of time so you save money. It just says Adam. I don't know if it's. Let's see if it says no answer from video. That's weird. I'm gonna send you it again. It says added. Technology. Gotta love it. Here we go. Hey, welcome to the Iccy Show. How you doing? You're frozen, I think. Can you hear us? Or
Yep,
hey, welcome to the Iccy Show. How you doing?
I can hear you.
Okay.
I'm doing all
Welcome
right. How you
again
doing?
back to the Iccy Show. This is good. How you doing? Peace. This is African Born Music from Boston 617. He's been on the Icey Show a couple of times, and I'm blessed to have him back on here. If you don't know who he is, you're gonna learn about him right now. So how you
I'm doing
doing?
all right, man. I got equipment that wants to work when it wants to, so I'm like, trying to get on here for like, wow. Um, so it is what it is. But yeah, it's
Technology.
technology. My name is A&B Africanman born in Boston, raised in Boston, Roxbury particularly. Um, for those who don't know me, I'm like hip hop artist, uh, teacher, businessman. I also work, what I'm saying, I'm a professional at a career, um, not just music, but producing and also doing like actual work, um, you know, as far as like jobs and all the other stuff that I do. I do a lot of different things. Um, but I also have a clothing line. I own my clothing line, which you see here, and that's the symbol. Um, I'm part of Legal Mob Entertainment. Shout out to Miss BK. Um, you know,
Yes, I'm happy you're with her now. You're in good hands, definitely. That's good news.
yeah, and I got connected through here actually, through the Iccy Show. So that was a
Yes.
it was, peace to Michael Slade, just a brother, and him and Mark Slade, they got their thing going. Um, you know, I'm just a contributor to the culture of hip hop, and I do it from Boston, Mass. That's where I'm at, and I'm here to pretty much set a different, I give a different view that nobody really pays attention to in hip hop. And I try to give hip hop that voice that we once had to resurrect and elevate minds. You know what I mean? That's what my music is about. That's why when you see certain events, I do my events a little bit different. I do my performances a little bit different. My music is different because we have to bring a different frequency to the culture. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir. Definitely, definitely. Happy 50 years to hip hop. We're at the 50-year anniversary, so salute to everyone. My girl was in one of the original pictures in New York, so salute. Definitely, much love and respect to everyone in this culture. And I know you've been bumping and grinding in this culture for a minute. I see, and I'm proud of you. Where you started, where you became, and why did you close up shop though? That's
Oh, I
one
closed
thing
up
I
shop
want to
because I was
know.
there for 15 years and I wanted to expand and do something different, scale back and start to take it to a level where I can have like stores. Um, I was there, yeah, I was there for 15 years. So I wanted to like kind of change scenery, change how I do things, get the online presence going. You know what I'm saying? And not just the online presence, but actually have time to actually rebuild the line. When you're going out there, there's so much that you have to go and deal with, having a table, going outside, dealing with certain type of people. You know what I mean? And what I mean by certain type of people, not all the friendliest people are out there. You know what I'm saying? The tea was good. You know what I'm saying? I moved on my own. I wasn't kicked out of there. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't attacked or nothing like that. I wasn't worried about that anyway. I wasn't, you know what I'm saying? Like, I started there on my own terms and I left there on my own terms. And I did that so I can actually make a different move and a different change. Sometimes you got to scale back and be like, all right, what's the next move? You know what I'm saying? And that's what I did. So I
Yeah.
closed shop out
Yes.
there, but I didn't close shop. I just do it. I do it mobile now. You know what I'm saying? So if they want anything, they can hit me up on the line that's on the flyer, and then I can either deliver it to them, or I can ship it to them, or they can see me at a show, which I'm doing right now, setting up different shows, creating a tour for myself. You know what I'm saying? So I can maneuver
That's
a certain way.
definitely. So when you say a tour, meaning for you to perform and have
Yeah,
your clothes there at the same time.
everywhere that
That's
I
all.
go, I try to bring my store with me. You see what I'm saying? So it's not
That's good.
about it's like I said, it's just taking it to the next level where I'm not just in
Next
Boston.
level.
I'm over here in Jersey. I'm over like last year I did my release party in Jersey for the King album, right? So that's the
Yes.
type of stuff that I want to do. That's why I'm still pushing the KING. You know what I'm saying? Because it's getting a lot of buzz on Spotify, especially, and YouTube right now. The numbers, when I look at the analytics and stuff like that, I see the numbers go up on YouTube. I see the numbers go up on Spotify and Apple Music. So I'm just kind of pushing um, that whole album that I released last year in July. And with that being said, I said, when I did the release party in New Jersey, it was to get a different, not just, I have a fan base here, but to get a different fan base, which I have in Jersey, touch New York a little bit, touch places all across the East Coast and then the West as well. So my goal is to pretty much support my tour by going from East to West, West to East. You see what I'm saying? And doing it the best way I could and network with the people I could. You know what I'm saying? And with the help of, with the help of Miss BK, because she got, a lot of connections, especially radio and everything that she's done, you know what I mean, for not just me but other artists. I want to connect with those people as well, and artists that she has as well, you know what I mean? So, and also, like, I'm a big fan of the of Wu-Tang, which y'all know. So, I want to connect with them as well, you know what I mean? And just connect with everybody that I can to contribute my part to the culture, you know what I mean?
Yes. And if you don't know his music means something. When he's rapping, you can understand what he's saying, and you can feel the vibe if you go to one of his shows. I'm telling you, I've seen him perform a couple of years ago, a couple of times, and his music is fire. He gets the audience to interact with him, which is amazing to do, and he does it. I could see you being a mentor for the hip hop culture, for the
But
youngins
that's
too.
what
I
it,
see that
that's
happening.
what the culture was really for in the beginning. So we just got to bring it back, and I bring that. What I try to bring is just a connection to that element that we started with back in the '60s. Really, we people don't understand. Boston has an actual huge influence and pioneership in the culture that we don't acknowledge. So when we talk about
Yes,
the Johnson crew, you know what I'm saying? When we talk about the, Rusty the Toe Jammer, we talk about Michael K. These are people from Boston. You know what I'm saying? We talk about Don Hazel, rest in peace. You know what I'm saying? When we talk about uh, uh,
yes,
just different people and even New Edition, they all added to hip hop culture in some shape, form, or fashion, whether it was industry, whether it was their rapping, whether they contributed to the songs like Planet Rock. Johnson Crew contributed to Planet Rock. You know what I'm saying? And anybody that knows Planet Rock, that's an African Bambaataa. You know what I'm saying? With the Soul Sonic Force. You know what I'm saying? So these are things that we have to bring back to the forefront and kind of take our pioneership back just for the respect of the culture. We're not trying to challenge like what New York did. You know what I'm saying? But Boston has a huge influence in what New York did. You know what I'm saying? And we need to bring that back to the forefront, and not for the sake of competition, but for the sake of getting things right to the point that uh, uh, Boston is hip hop as well. You know what I'm saying? And that's something that
right.
I and a couple other brothers and sisters want to let people know. You know what I'm saying? So anybody that want to connect and help with that, I'm open because I'm a student of it. I was born in 1979, so I'm still a student. I'm always going to be a student. You know what I'm saying? Um, but when I learned a lot of these things, I try to take it to the forefront, and not just that history, but the history of our culture as a people. What hip hop is for the resurrection and building and fighting for our people. You know what I mean? Whoever it may be. You know what I mean?
Definitely, definitely. That is so true. If you could pick one state or country to go to perform at, where would it be? That's not on your list so far.
One country, I want to perform. When it comes to
Yeah.
country, I want to perform in Ghana. I do want to perform. I want to take it to because I
Oh,
and not just because Ghana has a huge African American community out there, but also um,
yes.
just Africa. Period. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of countries that like I've been reached out to by people in Nigeria. I did a song called My Culture. A brother named JP Courage sent the track over, and I performed over that track. And if you go on my Spotify, you can hear that track, My Culture, right? And that was made by African producers. So I've been reached out to by actual brothers and sisters of the continent that like the music. So I do
That's
want
awesome.
to touch the continent at some point, and it might happen sooner than later. But I definitely want to touch the continent. Huh? Oh yeah, that's the
The home of the
motherland. I want to definitely
motherland.
touch it. You know, and me being I title myself Dr. A and B African Man Born for a reason because we're here to connect all of our people. You know what I'm saying? So the motherland.
Yes.
So the doctor part is the healing. You know what I'm saying? I'm here to heal you with the culture, with the music, with the lectures, helping you understand that this is bigger than what we think music is about, or what we think rap is about. Rap is not just about busting guns and selling drugs and all that. That actually came when the industry took over, you know what I'm saying, to project a certain message that actually affects everybody, any race of people. But when it comes to like the culture,
Yeah.
we did this for a reason because we had nothing else and we built something from nothing. You know what I'm saying? So,
Right.
yeah.
It's so true. Definitely. Peace, everyone. Peace, peace. Tuning in on this Sunday. We appreciate you tuning in. Um, now, are you going to meet up
I,
with Miss BK during your
I
tour
definitely
that
do.
you have planned?
We've been in conversations because we've been talking, um, definitely connecting with people here as well. I've been talking to her because she's out in Arizona, and we're doing some things with some
Yeah.
people over here, um, just trying to solidify that. But I'm always like, what I like about working with her is that she allows me to do what I am as a businessman here, so I could do my, you know what I mean? She you she kind of just adds on when I put it out there. She kind of takes it and boom, you know what I'm saying? So it's definitely I definitely want to connect out there, especially in the West. You know what I mean? They got a different vibe out there in the West, especially like in California and Arizona and Virginia and Nevada. I've been talking to some people that are connected to those different areas where I could do certain things. So yeah, you know,
Definitely, definitely. I gotta ask one of my friends. They have a dispensary out there. I don't know if he sold it yet. But he was in where is it? Somewhere down where you're talking, but it's near Texas
is,
more.
is it in
Oh,
Nevada or
it's a Oregon,
Oregon?
Oregon,
Yeah.
Oregon. He's in Oregon. But I I gotta find out if you go down there. I gotta see because he was trying to relocate to Las Vegas. So I'll
Yeah.
let you know where he's at. So on the tour, then you guys, he's in the music. He goes by Third Eye. So you guys could
Okay.
link
That's what's
together.
up. That's yeah. That's
Definitely.
what's up.
It's all
Yeah,
about the talent.
yeah. If he relocate, do it in store, whatever. I'm all for the ins. I'm into different stuff. You know what I mean? I'm not in. I tell you what, it's cool to rock a stadium crowd, thousands of people, but I love the personal shows, the cafes, the in stores, the small community centers. I like those because I'm touching the people. I'm right there with the people. I'm not afraid to look in their eyes and give them the music. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people I know a lot of artists that I grew up with. They're afraid to look at the crowd, but me, I'm not because I've been doing it for so long anyway. But at the same time, I'm not afraid of the them looking at me and me looking at them because I'm gonna give them something back. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it's about. You know?
Definitely, definitely. Now, do you have your own personal DJ or you go with the DJ that's
I
on
usually
that
like.
club?
Well, I have a few options when it comes to DJs. My favorite DJ right now is DJ Riz Boogie. So me and I gotta really reach out to him. I know he's been doing a lot of stuff too, so I try not to mess up his schedule. You know what I mean? But DJ Riz Boogie is the one I want to travel with. We already talked about it. We just got to get it into fruition, especially for the out of state shows. You know what I mean? I want him on the in the city shows too, but I want him on more the out of state shows because he's kind of a worldwide DJ as well with the Wu Tang Coalition and everything. So
Yeah,
that for me, it's like it worked both. It worked good for both of us when we do the out of state show. So yeah, that's the DJ that I'm rocking with. You know what I mean?
really good DJ. You picked a good DJ to
Yeah,
rock with you out of state. Definitely, he is a Wu-Tang
yeah.
Coalition DJ. Shout out to him. He was on the show about 4 years ago, so salute to him. I've seen what he's done. Actually, did he DJ for you for that
No,
show at Solomon Childs in
no.
Boston that time?
I met
He did do
him at the
a
Solomon
set.
Child show. So I met him at the Solomon
Okay,
Child
okay.
show when I met Budamo. Um, so
Yes.
I my DJ at the time was DJ Daz One. You know what I'm saying? I still work with Daz,
Okay,
but Daz is out of town. He lives in Kansas.
okay.
So I need a DJ that I can pretty much build with here. Um, and
Yeah.
he's he's the he's the he's the man. He's the DJ that I rock with. You know what I mean? Not only because he's part of the W, but also because he's just a great DJ. You know what I'm saying? He's a good selector. He knows how I perform. You know what I'm saying? So that's what's good about him. That I when I when I when I chose him because of what he's capable of doing. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
he's definitely like not in a stagnant state of mind. He's like focused. You know what I'm saying? He does his thing.
Definitely he does. And I love what he does. You know, he still stays with the turntables. A lot of these DJs to this thing that's like this big and it's like 3 buttons and then you just to me I want to feel it. I want the DJ. I still want to see the
Yeah.
DJs with the turntables and bring the everything out, but you know, I understand that it's heavyweight and all that stuff, but I love those type of parties and I love those type of DJs because I feel like as their job is to make the crowd get interacted with them, and also, you know, that's their job to sit there and scratch and, you know, make this song come with this song, and you know, those little buttons, I feel like it takes away from the DJ's job a little bit.
Well,
A lot, actually, I should
when
say.
the technology supersedes the skill of DJing, then it becomes a problem. You know what I'm saying? The technology can't supersede the skill of DJing. I mean, I was talking to somebody about this, like, you know, if you're a DJ, you should know both. You should know how to use the technology and then know how to actually DJ records. And you know, if you know how to DJ records, you're better off because when you have to use the actual technology, you know what I'm saying? You do it a little bit better. So I mean, I know we're in a technical time. We're in a computerized time. We're in that time where everything is about computers and chips and all this other stuff and flash drives, which is cool. But know how to use the art of DJing because that's a part of the culture. You know what I'm saying? That's actually the foundation is the DJ. You know what I mean? Anytime I do a show, I talk about the DJ first. I go to the DJ. I'm like, listen, give props to the DJ first because if it wasn't for the DJ, you wouldn't be able to hear what I'm giving you. You know what I'm saying? They're the ones
Right.
that's bringing it to the parties when even when you had the DJs from back in the '60s that translated it into the '70s when you had DJ Hollywood and DJ Kool Herc and Grandmaster Flash. All these guys were the foundation of what we're doing today. Grand Wizard Theodore with the scratch, he created the scratch. You know what I'm saying? So you got all of these great DJs that created and pioneered what we know as the culture today. So therefore, you can't be dismissive to who the DJ is. You know what I'm saying? And DJs can't dismiss themselves. Like,
Yeah.
don't put yourself in a position to be that DJ that don't know how to cut records, don't know how to, you know, do certain things like scratching and transitions and blending. You got to know all of that. You know what I mean? That's my take on it.
Yeah, definitely. Yes, definitely. You definitely do, and I believe in the DJs are the foundation of everything. Where hip hop and music started. So they need their prompts because that's going to encourage the crowd, but also, you know, for the DJs that are still there out there doing their thing, I don't hate on you, but please stay with the turntables, stay with the, you know,
Mm-hmm.
the records. I feel like that brings the culture more to interact with the crowd, with the artists. That's just from a point of view from both sides, seeing it from artists and from a DJ's point of view. I'm not judging nobody that does use it. I'm not hating on anyone that uses it. I'm just making a suggestion that, you know, turntables is where it's at, the records where it's at, scratching where it's at, by the hand. You know, people want to see. Sometimes, you know, when you spin it back, when you scratch it, the crowd likes that. So you got a great DJ on your hands. Salute to both of you. Much love, respect to, you know, that tour that's going to be coming up. Keep me updated. I'm sure I'll be seeing all the promotion for it. Are you going to be going, by any chance, are you going to be going to like Florida
Depending on
area?
what goes on in Florida, because Florida's been doing a lot of crazy things politically. So, and I say that because,
Okay.
like me, I'm a I'm a I'm a teacher first before any. So for me,
Right.
I'm a teacher of the culture, but I'm also for my people. So when I see certain things that go against my people, I can't support it. So like they're doing certain things in Florida, trying to bring back certain Jim Crow laws, trying to do certain things. So I, you know, I've learned a lot over the years to stay away from certain things. But I would go to Florida if it's safe for me and the people that I'm rolling with. You know what I mean? Because
Okay.
I'm not going to bring Riz down there and bring my wife down there, and you know what I'm saying, if you know what I'm saying, that if the situation in Florida, because these political things are really affecting the country right now. Piece of DJ Black, that's you know what I mean, piece my dude DJ Black, he just shot me out over there. But like the,
I'll
the yeah, the things
go
that's
ahead.
going on down there, I would touch Florida if it's safe. Georgia, anywhere in the
Okay.
South where they're doing all these. I don't know if I say this so people can pay attention to it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I would travel certain areas, but the certain areas is for like if they're on some Jim Crow lynching type of thing back in the 1950s, nah, then I ain't, you know what I mean? But if it's safe for me to go down there and it's guaranteed that I can, and me and my peoples are safe, oh yeah, I'll touch Florida. I'll touch Georgia, North Carolina, South Carolina, Virginia, you know.
Like with DJ Black, because DJ Black moved from Boston, and I know I want to say he's North Carolina or something like that, but DJ Black always has connections, and since
Oh
he's
yeah,
out there, you
I
should
know DJ.
definitely link with him.
I know DJ Black for a while now, so you know, he's definitely a pioneer up in this New England area. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, everywhere. He's definitely everywhere. When I started in the music industry, 2007, that's when I met DJ Black. So that goes a long time, and he stayed consistent no matter what he was going through. And he's one of the best DJs out of Boston that I know. There's a couple, just a handful that I could say that really gets it going. And he kept that radio station going in Brockton. So salute to him, and that's one person you should link with. Since you're gonna start a tour, I would definitely recommend him putting you on to a couple places or people as you
Yeah,
go on your tour.
yeah, definitely.
And he said, "And you that MC man that always kicking knowledge." Yes, he is. That is facts. He's always kicking knowledge in some
I mean,
type
I
of
do it
way
for a
in his
purpose.
music.
You know what I mean? If it doesn't, one of the things that I learned, Marvin Gaye said it the best. If it has no content, if it has no substance, it's not music. You know what I mean? So even if you're not into hip hop, right,
Mhm.
you'll still feel the content, and the content's supposed to make you think. So my job is to make you think. That's it. At the same, you know, what I mean, like you can enjoy the music. I don't knock whatever people are doing out here, but I do know the difference when something is destructive, right? If
Yeah.
something is destructive, I have to speak against the destruction. So therefore, even if it's my own people, I'm not going to give you the destruction. I'm going to give you the life. You can't give me death and tell me to celebrate it. I'm going to give you life because I'm in my 40s. If I'm not about to, if I'm not going to give you something that's going to resurrect, because you know there's going to be a time where we transition and leave, and then it's y'all, it's the young ones' turn now. It's the teenagers, the 20-year-olds. It's your turn to take this culture and mold it into something that's supposed to be. But if you don't have the opportunity to hear from certain artists, right? If you don't get a chance to network and talk to these artists or see what their interviews are like, you know what I mean, and understand the difference, then it's going to be a problem in the future, and we can't do anything about it but watch as ancestors and as overseers. You see what I'm saying? Because for me, that's the whole purpose of just being a musician. Musicians are supposed to calm that savage beast that's within. Musicians are supposed to cure the depression. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? Musicians are supposed to be the ones that give you the balance. You know what I'm saying? If we don't have balance, then we're just doomed to fail, and we don't want to do that. So a lot of times, people like me and others, we're like, yo, we got to give them a different level without judging them. Just giving them a different level because we were young once. You know what I'm saying? We you know we didn't think before we did things as well. You know what I mean? So we have to start giving them that thought process. Like, yo, let's start thinking before we speak. Let's start like we react, but we need to proact. You know what I mean? So my music is to get the
Yes.
proactives. You know what I mean? The proactives and the proaction going. And that's what it's for. So a lot of times when people see me, they'll be like, yo, how come you ain't on this show? Because my energy is different. It's not that your show is whack. It's not that your show is beneath me. I'm not beneath any of y'all. Anybody that, even if you talk about the guns, drugs, and the pimps and the hoes and all that, I'm not beneath, I'm not above y'all. You're not beneath me. It's just that I made a different decision. You know what I'm saying? My decision was to
Right.
use the culture for what
Right.
I know it to be for. You know what I'm saying? Yeah,
Knowledge.
exactly. I come from that. I'm a student of Karis One, Rakim. I'm a student of NOG. I'm a student of Nas. Nas is my favorite. I'm a student of the Wu Tang, of course. I'm a student of Pac. You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
Oh yeah,
shout out to the Wu. Definitely shout out
yeah.
to. If you could get signed to Wu Tang this year, would you um,
Depends on
sign that
how the
contract?
contract look, because I'm older. You know what I'm saying? It's just like if I was younger, I would immediately sign without looking at the contracts. But now that I know the music business and looking at the Wu Tang series, if you look at the Wu Tang series, it shows you a lot of how things happen in the music business. I look at the Wu Tang series. I'm up to date in all the episodes, and I see how certain things go. And you definitely got to read the contract and know if you're ready for that. You know what I'm saying? So I would definitely look at the contract and definitely, since I have a manager, I let Miss BK look at the contract, right? And then she'll tell me what's up. You know what I'm saying? Because she knows that language better than I do. You know what I mean? I know contracts, but I know that she knows that
Yes.
language. You know what I'm
Shout.
saying? Yeah. So that's what it is.
Yes. Def, that's a great answer, and trust me, you're in good hands with Miss BK. She's one manager I could definitely say that. That's why when I connected you to when the last time I did your interview,
Yeah.
I was happy, guys. When I heard that you're with her, I was very excited for you, because I seen what you present at a show, and I seen you at the train station, staying consistent. 15 years to stay at that same
Oh
location is
yeah.
a miracle. And I remember during the COVID, you were out there. You stayed consistent no matter what you were going through, and you were kicking acknowledgement during the when we first had the corona going around. You were kicking, you know, you kept getting banned on your show because on your Facebook because you were kicking acknowledgement to everyone, and I salute to you. A lot of people, might not have gotten what you were trying to kick. Showing, you were out there on the field. I would say, in my eyes, during the corona. So I remember there was a couple of lives, and I remember crying because it was so real what you were saying, but not everybody would get what you were saying. So I appreciate that that you did that, because I wouldn't go out there, but you did it. So salute to you.
I
Hats
mean,
off for that.
I'm out there, and it's like at this point, it's like I did that, so now it's taking it to the next level where I can take that same frequency and bring it around the country and around the world, regardless of what's going on in the world. I mean, we know what's going on. We know it's crazy out there with all of this war talk, and I'm not even worried about it because these are things I've been speaking about for years anyway. I've been speaking about it for years. I've been speaking about it for at least 2 decades, even in my 20s. So that's why I'm like, you got to live your life, but be prepared. You know what I'm saying? I tell people that live your life, but be prepared.
Yes.
Uh, Sometimes people think I'm just this uptight dude that just talks about stuff that's wild, but it's like, no, this is actually going on. But I'm still going to smile at the end of the day. I'm still going to do what I got to do
That's
because, like, you can't live your life worried about if you're going to die or not. You know what I'm saying? You live your life to pass on greater things to other people in life. You see what I'm saying? That's what it's about. You can't do nothing about a
yes.
nuclear missile hitting a country. You can't do nothing about that. You're not responsible for that. That blood is not on your hands, so why are you worried about it? You know what I'm saying? Some of us are Christians, Muslims.
Right.
Some of us are Jews. Some of us are into different conscious studies. Some of us are 5%ers. Some of us are Hebrew Israelites. We all are people at the end of the day that have different points of views and perspectives on life. And what I tell people is don't be so uptight. Be aware, but not be so shook that you can't go outside and enjoy a smile with your brothers and sisters. You know what I'm saying? Like don't be so
Right.
uptight that you can't enjoy time with your woman. You know what I'm saying? Don't be upset that you can't join time with your man.
Yeah.
You know, and there's all this gender war stuff going on.
Right.
And to me, there's no such thing as as people having a standard of what a relationship should be unless you're in that relationship. Which means me and my wife do things probably different than the next couple, and that's good. You know what I'm saying? We base it on what we organize, not what the world says a man's supposed to do or what a woman's supposed to do. See, family. Louis Farrakhan talked about it 23 years ago. He said family is the foundation, and if we don't have family, we have nothing. That goes for everybody. That's not just
Right.
for black folks. He was speaking to black folks, but that's not just for black folks. We just needed that message, and we still do at this time because we're kind of in a rough spot always, right? But that's for everybody. Family. You know what I'm saying? Because without family,
My
yeah,
grandbaby coming. My first grandbaby coming,
okay,
so I'm
yeah.
excited.
So that's what it is, man.
Um,
You know, so it's about family. You know, and if you don't have family, you
yes.
can't spread information. And if you can't spread information, it just stay stuck,
Right.
and then people get lost. You know what I mean? So
Mhm. Def- definitely. Where do you get the most support from all
all
around?
around, wow.
Because I know you
I
get people from all
I
around. So where's
get a lot of support in the East Coast between Jersey, Mass, and sometimes California. Um, I get a lot of people in California, and it kind of spreads around because it depends on the algorithms. You know what I'm saying? So, like, like I said, I got people in Africa that hit me up and stuff like that. So it kind of spreads around a little bit. I mean, my music, I kind of promote a certain way where I try to reach as many people as possible. Like, I even still use the physical flyers. I don't just do the digital. You know what I'm saying? I make physical flyers and I go to different places and just put them in stores that I go to all the time. Like, like Flames in Boston, Island Pride. I go to Central Body Herbs. I go in these different places and put flyers there so they see my face. And I've done that for years. So I'm still on the walk your dogs type of thing, street team yourself until you get a street team. You know what I'm saying? So I get a lot of support
yeah,
from people that
yeah.
see me in those areas. And I got a lot of the crazy thing. I got a lot of fans in New Jersey. I do got a lot of fans in New Jersey. I got a lot of fans in New York because New Jersey's right there. Um, I got a lot of fans in Mass, but I'm from here. Um, but the ones
Right.
that like I see that there's in analytics, I see a lot of things in Cali, Texas, um, Georgia, Philly. So, but I want to say still I got a lot of fans and supporters here in Mass. You know.
Definitely. Now let them know the next date you have for your
So
performance.
I got a couple of performances, but there's one this coming Saturday, March 25th in Lynn, Mass, at the Vault. I'm gonna be there. Um, that's a show that Big Brother Sadi pretty much put together, but I'm on that show. It's gonna be me, uh, Big Brother Sadi, Natural Bliss, LMP, Osa, or Satya. That's her new name. All right. You have Phoenix Alta. All right. You have Righteous Ruler, and it's hosted by EGC Divine. All right, good brother of mine. DJ Bone Dig is the DJ. Um, I think it's 15
How much is
at the door. So, and that's in
okay?
Lynn. That's 25 Exchange Street, the Vault. You know what I'm saying? So that's the next show um, coming. Then I have a show April. Huh?
Then list all your dates
Yeah.
that you have for your
So far it's
performance so
April
far?
21st as well. I'm gonna be at K's Oasis, Boston's April Music Festival. All
Okay.
right. That's on a Friday, April 21st, from 8 p.m. to 2 a.m. All right, and there's going to be vending. I'm going to be vending there as well. So my business and stuff, I'm going to have my stuff there. So all these events, I'm going to have my stuff there. So that is April 21st from 8 p.m. to 2 a.m. So come through and celebrate Boston's music culture in April. I'm going to be at the Hood Fest, which kicks off my tour really. Um, the Hood Fest, which is July 19th in Roxbury at the Jim Rice Field. Shout out to Supreme Entertainment. We're doing some things with Supreme. Um, so we all know he puts a bunch of artists on, and I don't know the DJs have, but the Roxbury Pride Parade, and then it leads to the Hood
Yeah.
Fest right on Jim Rice Field. So come through if you are available. You know what I'm saying? So August 12th, I'm working on August 12th. I'm going to be doing an event August 12th in Dorchester. Um, all the details will be up. Well, I just put it up there because I know I'm doing it. But I know it's gonna be on Blue Hill Ave, and I know that it's gonna be August 12th celebrating hip hop celebration because the country has made hip hop official holiday on August 12th. I mean August 11th. So I'm gonna be performing August 12th for the culture. So I'm trying to get a bunch of things going. All right, and that show
Okay.
is going to be. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna have some heads in there. I know Big Brother Side is going to be there. I know Osati is going to be there. I know EGC Divine's going to be there, and I know that DJ Rich Boogie's going to be the DJ. I just got to make sure that it's finalized, and then I'm gonna look for other acts and put more information on there because I don't even have the flyer for it, but I know that's the date that I'm going to be looking for to do. Um, and there's more dates that are going to be added to this list.
You're welcome. You're welcome to come to the Iccy Showw 5-year anniversary on June 2nd. It's in Haverhill if you're not
June
busy.
2nd. I think,
You're welcome
yeah.
to come up
I think you
there.
told me about that. So I got to get the information for you as far as where and all that, and then
Yes,
yeah,
definitely.
yeah.
Bring
So
it.
I'll stop by there. You know, and you know,
Definitely. Let them know where they can buy your gear. Give them all your information where they can contact you. You do have a manager. So should they go through your manager? I know
if
by
they
if you have
me
to
for a show
to
or
book
lecture
you.
or anything that has to do with like shows, they should be going through Legal Mob Entertainment at gmail.com. That's contacting Ms. BK. They can go even on her page on an inbox her. They shouldn't be hitting me up, even though I tell you right now they do. You know what I'm saying? Um,
He has a manager. You're
yeah,
supposed to go through the manager
yeah,
when he has an artist. Um,
certain
that's
people to me,
true. You
but
gotta go.
you know, if it's somebody, especially if I don't know who you are, but you want me on the show or do this and do that, if I like, the thing is, I do things based on relationship. If I have a relationship with you, of course I'm a build with you. You know what I'm saying? But if you just want me to do a show and you don't know who I am, or you know who I am, but you don't know if you contact Ms. BK on Facebook, it's Brenda Laurie. But you should be contacting that email about me, and then y'all deal with that. It says it right here. She just put it here too. Legal Mob Entertainment at
Yeah,
gmail.com.
you put it up
Right?
tomorrow.
Because, and the funny thing is, she
Yes, sir.
told me that people would do that because they don't want to deal with the business. She told me this, you know what I mean? And I tell
Yes.
people, contact this BK about performances because it's a business. So when it comes to business, it comes to money, and and that's what people don't understand sometimes. So they definitely got to deal with that. Deal with her. If you don't want to deal with her, then don't deal with me. That's how I look at it. You know what I'm saying? Like it's cool. It's all good at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? But people know who can contact me. But if it's something that has to do with business, if you want to deal with any type of music business, contact her. If you want to deal with like the clothing, you could definitely contact me about the clothing because I'm the one selling it. I have it here. You know what I'm saying? So, or if it's like jewelry or beads or anything that I sell, oils, incense, whatever it is, you can contact me as well. There will be a point where you probably gonna have to contact with BK as well, depending on the dynamics of where it is. If it's at a show, you want to contact with BK. You know what I mean? But also you can see my stuff on AfricanmanBorn.com. You can see the hats, the jerseys, and there's gonna be more products coming soon. So definitely AfricanmanBorn.com. You can see all the music. I got a new single coming out on the 25th, titled "We Are Supreme," produced by Genius. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So definitely, with yeah, we just got, I got a whole bunch of things going on. I got a documentary coming out, The Path of AMB4, The Rise of the KING. That I've been doing them since 2013. This is the fourth one, and it's going to be done by, it should be ready to screen on August 11th. It should be ready to screen August 11th. And then what's the there's a whole bunch of stuff coming. Like the vintage album, 10-track album I produced. The 20-year anniversary of the anonymous mixtapes that I put together. I've been putting out stuff since 2003. So I got a whole bunch of stuff going on. Trying to create like a package for everybody to get this the who I am to the culture. You know what I mean?
Definitely. Is this your first time really crossing out of Boston, in New Jersey, when you go to like Cali and stuff like that?
For music, it'll be the first time. But I've been out the country to film videos. You know what I mean?
But actually, you though, like per se. For you only per se, like this is your actual first time actually going out there.
First time going to Cali. No, I've been to Cali before. I've been to
doing a tour though, like for doing a tour, for the tour.
Oh yeah.
Doing a tour.
During a tour, yeah,
time, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, any tour that I've done is on the East Coast. You know what I mean?
Okay. Good luck with that. I know it's gonna be awesome. I did 2 tours. It's an amazing feeling. So salute. I hope to see you with pictures posted everywhere you go and things like that. And salute to your DJ. That's good. I like to see people from Boston exploring and getting out of here and going different places because, unfortunately, Boston is the root where we from, but it's like we got to explore out there. So I'm proud of you, get going and doing that and getting yourself out there. You deserve it. Your music means something, and a lot more people need to pay attention to your music because you're kicking acknowledgement. So salute to you.
I appreciate it. I appreciate everybody that's listening and watching. And
you're welcome.
And if you getting in touch with Africanman Born's music at any point, if this is your first time hearing me or you heard me years ago and you was always, I appreciate all of it. I appreciate all the ears. And that's what it's about. It's about touching the minds of the people.
Yes, definitely. And people, I wish the younger crowd would listen more to people like you with the music. A lot of them don't want to listen and think it's their way, that drill music, and the drill music can go only so long. Just like dancehall only went so long. Techno only went so long. But hip hop has been surviving for 50 years, solid, strong, and that's proud to say because my birthday I'll be 45, so 6 years more than I've been alive. So it feels good, to my whole life I've been a part of hip hop some way. I was always the oddball with the big boom box outside with the batteries and recording and stuff like that. But it is what it is. It brought me here to where I am in this culture, and to meet you, of course, because if I wasn't in this culture, I would never met you. And and that's how we meet. And then Miss BK, you met Miss BK, and it keeps on going like a domino effect. And that's what I like to hear from Boston. I want to hear more artists, more producers, more managers out there from Boston, not just staying in Boston. We got to pick up, and you know we got to keep on going and going. That's why we're internationally. Are you known? You're known in Africa. Are you known in different
Panama,
other countries
where my
too?
mother's from. So I did some stuff out there
Salute.
back in '07.
Panama.
So I have an international history as well. Um, and I'm not afraid to touch international sound. You know what I mean? So that
Yes.
song I did, it was mediocre stuff, but it was like I still was able to touch the producer out there. His name was El Chumbo, Rodney Clark, and I did some videos. I did two videos out there, but one got put out, which is it's called Quiero Dembo, and I did that back in '07, and it was on the original song is on my first album. So if you go on AfricanmanBorn.com and you see the introduction album, it's like I think it's track 16 or something like that on that album. But if you go on African Man Born, Pharaoh on Top Media on the YouTube, you'll see the actual video. That's the remix song with the video. You know?
That's nice. That's nice. Definitely. Now, where can they buy your
Yes.
beats? You're a producer
So
too,
the
right?
beats, they're gonna have to contact me until I get the beats settled for which ones I'm gonna sell and which ones I'm not. Um, so because a lot of times I make beats for projects that I'm gonna record, and then the ones I don't use, I have because I made a instrumental album last year titled African Man Born's Music. So it gives you a portfolio of what type of production and what type of sound that I do. You know what I mean? So
That's dope. That's only do 30 seconds so they don't steal your beat. And make sure you
I'm
put
gonna
a
put tag.
tag on it
Yeah,
so they
that's why
don't
I got to
get
do all
you.
that stuff. So I'm not even gonna give them anything. You know what I'm saying? Like the other stuff, it's already copyrighted, so I give them the full album. They can listen to that. I mean, but like the stuff that I'm about to put out, I just got to go through it and mix downs and certain things that I got to do before it comes out. You know what I mean?
Yes, definitely. Make sure. I always tell producers, they think I'm crazy, but I know what I'm talking about. You need to put a tag on your beats or your music will get stolen out there, and you don't want to have to deal with legal matters, having a beat out there, and then you go to sell the beat to someone that you know, that you would thought that didn't have it,
That
and you
that's
know, it's a
that's
big
just
mess. It's a big
being
disaster.
mindful of doing the paperwork and doing what you got to do and making sure that you're putting yourself in good hands. You know what I mean? Always make sure that you do the right things to make sure that you're protected and your music is protected because that's your brand. Your music is your brand. So, yeah.
Yes, there's mine. I got mine right behind me everywhere I go. Amen, amen. Peace, peace, peace,
Yeah.
everybody. Peace. God bless everybody. Uh, is there any
Well, I'm
shout
gonna
outs you would
shout
like to
out
give?
everyone that's into the culture first, because the culture is bigger than me. You know what I'm saying? But also shout out to everybody that supports, uh, especially for Boston hip hop, and actually seeking the truth about Boston hip hop and knowing that we have a history that actually shaped what hip hop culture is. It's not just Boston hip hop at this point. It's hip hop culture, and Boston's one of the main contributors and pioneers of it. And we have to definitely acknowledge that. Everybody from Rusty to Michael K to the Wonder Twins, um, to people I haven't mentioned. Shout out to people like you, shows like this. Shout out to Miss Beak, EGC Divine, Big Brother Sadi, BCR, to Big Horses. Uh, uh, man, there's so many people, man. Uh, like everyone. Phoenix, Alta, my wife Osatia, to friggin' everybody, man. Natural Bliss. Also, don't forget about the show, and I'm gonna name the show because this is coming up Saturday, March 25th. I'm saying this because people don't listen, so I'm gonna say it like this. I just said it earlier. March 25th, 2020, the vote. Big Brother Sadi, Dr. A and B, African Man Boy, LNP, Osatia, or Osa, Natural Bliss, Phoenix Alta, Righteous Ruler, all right, hosted by uh, EGC Divine, DJ, Demon Dig, you know, you know, in. Uh, Shout out to Lynn, Boston, Cambridge,
Then,
Arizona. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Haverhill. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Dwayne. Shout out to my boy 7S as well. You know what I mean? My boy Zeus. Shout out to him and what
yes,
he's doing, Trendsetter. Um, shout out to TA, my group. Shout out to the Beyonders Brotherhood, because we're bringing the culture back. We're taking the culture back where it's supposed to be. Um,
yeah,
that my boy Fetty, Fetty Boy Beats. That's my dude. You know what I'm saying? Um, Shout out to the BMG boys and
FMG,
Entertainment. Wow, there's so many people, but
Supreme.
that made who African Man Born is today. Today, like from Street Felons Entertainment or Enterprise to wow, there's so many. Brennan and his Ace the Truth. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Pat the Youngin. All these people that gave me the encouragement. One of the biggest inspirations was D from D Quest. I don't remember who D Quest is. He was on the Group 4 piece with Antonio and Wyatt Jackson and LOG. They did the song 4 piece. You know what I'm saying? And that group. But D Quest gave me some real inspiration when I went through certain things in the music. You know what I'm saying? So definitely shout out to him for giving me the inspiration, which allowed me to do the shows that I do by putting my own money up and doing what I do. So shout out to D Quest. I got reconnected with him at the Kwanzaa events. You know what I'm saying? Um, so yeah, man. Shout out to everybody that supports the real culture and then the music as well, because there's the culture and then there's the music. The culture is the lifestyle. It's the attitude. It's the thinking. It's the spirituality. The music is the music. That's just the expression. It's the language of the culture. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? So shout out to everybody that supports me, and I hope y'all come out. If you can't come out to March 25th, you know what I'm saying? From 5 to 10, come out to April 21st. Can't come out to April 21st, come out to the Hood Fest. And there's gonna be other dates. You know what I mean? But I'm coming back full force to bring the culture back to the universe and bring the universe to the culture again. That's what it's about.
Yes, and let's make it peaceful hip hop in this summer in Boston. We got to make it a peaceful one. A lot of people, ruin it for other people. And this year we got to make it peace in Boston. Please, let's make it peace in Boston for any of the shows that are going on in the hip hop industry. That's definitely one thing we got to stay solid on. If all these artists that are coming up and all these shows going on all around, please make peace when we're having these shows. That's one thing I ask. It doesn't matter what age is happening, but sometimes things crack off. But one thing is, if you guys want these hip hop shows, Carnival, we have Carnival coming up. Let's make it peaceful so we can have more things come to our city. That's important. You don't want things to keep getting taken away. We're ruining it. And that's one thing. I just wanted to food for thought. If you guys want more things, we can't be ruining it and having things happen during shows or family events. That's one thing. People should be able to go to a parade. People should be able to go to running. What's it called?
The marathon.
When they're running.
Boston Marathon.
The marathon. Mm-hmm. Thank you very much. Boston strong. We survived some serious things in Boston, and that's what I tell people. Boston is amazing. Don't get Boston twisted. We are really a good city, and we just gotta stick together.
And I'll say this, add on to that.
Get it.
As men, for a lot of the men out there that you see me out here, we gotta definitely change our community. We gotta structure it. It's not no any knock to women, but we have to protect our women and we have to protect our community. And we have to be like, because a lot of us that are getting killed out here are men. Men, killing brothers because of something stupid. All right, so this is the purpose of why I do hip hop, is to change that whole dynamic. So therefore, we can't be carrying on little beefs that we have. You got to listen. No, the young cats need us to actually show a different perspective on life. If their perspective on life is you beefing with the next man all the time, they're going to kill each other. If we show a different perspective that we're loving each other and respecting each other and building with each other and creating billionaires from talent, that's what they're going to follow too. So if KRS One said it the best, if hip hop can destroy the young minds, then hip hop can change the young minds for the better. And I believe and solely stand by the change for the better. You know what I'm saying? So that's why when you see me, I'm all about being on, I call it being God. You know what I'm saying? You are that. Psalms 82:6 says, ye are gods, and all of you are the children of the Most High. Right? So these are things that when you start to understand where these things came from, it came from within you because you are that, and that is you. So definitely take that into consideration when you're going out in these streets.
Definitely. That's definitely strong, and that is true. And you know what the Iccy Show always says, everywhere I go, we are the change. We got to make the change. I'll be 45 in a couple of months, and I'm telling you, I've been through hell and high water, lost a lot of family, and my family is the next generation to my family line. So we are the root, and we are the root to make the younger generation that is under us understand what hip hop is about. It's not about killing. It's not about this, shooting this person, shooting that. No, it is not. You got to really sit back and acknowledgement everything. You can write a fire song about killing someone, but why don't you take that and flip it around so the young ones can understand it and, change it. So we are the change for the future. I always say that the OGs are the change for the future. We had to be our own teacher and our own learner at the same time. These generation, you have to accept the OGs giving you that food for thought because you need to follow that footstep for the root. So that's just food for thought. I'm not going to be sitting here. The Iccy Show always be preaching on something, but this came from a man. He's year 79, I'm 78. So two OGs right here in the culture that is always kicking acknowledgement. It's not that we know we're guaranteed. It's what we've been through, what we learned, what we've done. We've been going through different steps. So salute to you, African Bornmusic. I appreciate you. Much love and respect to you. And keep on going with your journey. Salute to you. Make sure you go see him perform this Saturday. It's this Saturday, correct? 5 to 10. Your next show. This Saturday. Massachusetts, make sure you go support him. Go purchase his gear. He got one of his gear that's on his head. That is his gear. That's his logo. You could go purchase it. He got everything, and like he said, he's going to be every show. He will be selling his gear when he goes.
Yes, sir. I'm here.
All right. I appreciate you, King. Much love and respect from the Iccy Show to you, and succeed for 2023 on your tour. Definitely salute to you. Peace, love, and respect.
See you in the Iccy Show, and keep this thing going. You know what I mean?
Thank you. Definitely. Thank you. And I hope to see you on June 2nd for the Iccy Show 5-year anniversary. We'll talk offer here, and I'll give you all the information. All right, it's your girl G Girl. If you want to be a guest, inbox your girl Jackie Brown with 2 C's, I.E. Brown. I'm booking until the end of April, so inbox me and I'll let you know the dates I have available. Make sure you go this Saturday in Lynn, Massachusetts to see him perform and keep following and support him. He is about acknowledgement. Shout out to Miss BK, Legal Mob Entertainment in the building. Let's go. 2023 is here, and let's make a change. I'm telling you, we are the ones to make the change. All positive for 2023. Let's get it. Much love and respect. This is interview 551 interviews. God bless and have a wonderful night, everyone around the world. Peace, love, and respect.